up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's good, people? What is up? What is They went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. Mike.
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's how I do this song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. This what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Woo, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all of this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitch was going to, I thought Lil Bird was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitch was probably up in prison. Girl. Oh, Clifford, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had it on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yala Van Zap's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. And you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. Get me up in my DMs. I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue, jock strap or something like that. I'd love to see it too. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy. Jesus Christ, Superstar. Hello. What up? What is good? What is up, people? And welcome to Run Your Mouth. I am L Teddy 27 here today to get you all of the news, stories, politics, and all of the other stuff that has been going on throughout the day. We have a very busy week ahead of us. A very busy week. I will be in town this weekend. The ATL delegation, let's see if maybe we could go to brunch sometime this weekend. Tanya and Universal Goddess and Terica. Maybe we could go to brunch this weekend. The ATL delegation, we don't do enough stuff together. We might could go out and have brunch this weekend if it ain't too cold. But yes, so that means, yes, we will be having Silly Saturday. Lord. Anyway, or maybe we could go over to somebody's house and play cards or something. We'll figure something out, y'all. Also, it is my goal, hopefully by midweek. My goal is by midweek. I'm planning for sometime midweek, maybe Wednesday, to get all of the formalities out, have the formal announcement for our field trip. Hotels, we're putting the final touches on hotels and everything else as we speak. So we're almost ready to go out with that. I don't like to rush stuff. I like to make sure things are in order. So we have that. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. I think tomorrow we have Teacher Project 2.0. Thursday, Red, Blue, and Black is coming back. So we have a busy week, y'all. Y'all gonna get a lot of me this week. We have such a busy week, such great content, a lot of shit to give to y'all this week. You're getting all of me this week, okay? All of me. Support the platform, hit the like button, share the videos out. Let's get into the algorithm, okay? So yes, go ahead, get your affairs in order August 7th through 10th. My goal is to have that announcement and all of this stuff for y'all to, start to do stuff. Um uh, um this from August 7th through the 10th. Um Tanya said we could go out to her house, Universal Goddess. We'll talk about it. I'll connect with y'all. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Okay. So, yeah, a lot of content this week. Even today, the dossier is so packed today, y'all. So packed today. So much content to get out to y'all. So much news, so much going on. I don't even know how I'm gonna fit it all in, but we gonna make it do what it do. We gotta talk about, of course, we're gonna do our Black History moments. We got some serious primary updates in the great state of Illinois that we're gonna do. We got to talk about this blizzard that's coming. We got to talk about all of the politics of the day. The fact that if you got people in Mexico on vacation, you need to be concerned. That is real. And so many other things. Even Nicki Minaj and Cardi made it to the Sugar Spike segment today. And of course, when we get to our deeper down into the dossier, we have to discuss the fact that Ray J is spiraling. Somebody need to go get him. He's spiraling, and it's to a point now. We probably need to be concerned about his life and longevity. He's spiraling. I don't know about how much, if he's at this pace, how much longer he's going to be here. And a very good video breakdown that I promise you will have you shouting through the aisles. So get your shouting shoes on for the video breakdowns. Do we have any birthdays? If you got a birthday, because we need to get that out the way now, because I told you we got a lot to do in the dossier today. We don't have a long time to belabor on all of this. So if you got something, we need to take a birthday shot, let me know now so we get that out the way. Let me say hey to y'all and we'll get started. Tracy W., what's going on, my love? You are first, and I'm so glad to see you. Harold, hey, what's going on, Harold? Hey, Universal Goddess, Tamara, always one of my prized pupils, always one of the first ones in class on the front row, making sure she got her face in the place. My good girl, Steph is here. Hey, Steph. Hey, Sharice, over from my Cali girl over there from SoCal. What's going on? Miss Shorty B say, shook myself out of a snowbank to say hello. Okay, girl. Hey, girl, stay warm up there. Find you somebody to cuddle with. You know what I'm saying? Find somebody to, be big spoon, little spoon with. Hey, Savon. Jason, what's good, bruh? Oh, boy. We praying, Jason. We always praying. We got you. Hey, Tanya, boo. There go Demetria. We weren't going to start without you, Demetria. Hey, green girl. What is up? Hey, Janae with the Y. Yes, get your affairs in order. The field trip is coming. It is coming. Hey, LC, what's good, beautiful? We so glad to see you. Candace F. I'm so glad you're here. Hey, Brittany Janae, what's up? Child, we got a lot going on, LC. We're going to bust it wide open. Child. I'm telling you, it is. Harold, it is. Hey, Twin Flames, what's good, pretty? Hey, pretty. I'm sorry, I'm not going to call you pretty. I will call you finer because you are a finer woman. You see how I did that, Twin Flames? See how I did that, Twin Flames? You know what? You know what, Harold? Hey, Cajun, what's going on? What is up? Cajun, you see when you come late to class, you missed the announcement. I just announced that by midweek we should have all of the announcement. I don't rush my stuff. I make sure that things are in place and in order. We don't rush nothing. We want to make sure we have all our ducks in a row. So we are going to get that going. Hey, Janae, what's going on, boo? Terry, what is good? New Jones. I see you, New Jones. I see you. It's good to see you though. All right, y'all. Here she go. There she go. Look at her. There she go. Child. You over the week. I don't even know what that means, Cajun. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means. But I don't know what that means. Anyway, I do know what we're going to do, but I'm putting some final touches on things. Don't rush me, okay? Do not rush me. Don't rush me. We just getting all our ducks in a row, making sure everything's in place. I don't like the half-ass nothing. I got a lot of ass back there from what I told, so I can't have none of it. Anyway, let's get this party started. Put a Shondo in the chat. Let me know you're ready to get this party started, and we will get down to the business. Okay. Mm. Mm. The Gatorade is good today. Look at this one. Look at this one. Hey, Lady Libra, how are you today? It's good to see you coming up in here talking about hurry up. Lord. Lord. Shout out to the members. Lady Libra, we coming to your area. We got to make sure we playing everything out right, okay? I think I got us a hotel that we gonna go with that ain't gonna break the bank and all of that good stuff. We'll talk about it on Wednesday. All right, so let's get this party started. We will start like we do every day during the month of February. We will start off with our Black History moment. Why? Because
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm black. Yo, I'm black and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blickety black.
we black, y'all. We are goddamn it black, y'all. Hey, Yolanda Morgan, what's going on? Child, you tired? I make you work for the check. Child, work ain't easy. You know, the Isley brothers said, and Vanessa Williams said, "Oh, I got work to do. I got work to do, baby. I got a job, babe. Oh." You know, that was the Isley brothers and Vanessa Williams. They both said it. Mm-hmm. Anyway. Mm-hmm. So we start off our Black History moment today by learning about the Lincoln Motion Picture Company. Today's Black History moment, the Lincoln Motion Picture Company. African American audiences were generally ignored by the major motion picture studios in the first 2 decades of the 20th century. Nonetheless, demand for films aimed at Black theaters in both the South and larger northern cities prompted the formation of several Black motion picture production companies. Most of these Black owned enterprises were outside of Southern California. Ebony Films and the William Foster Studio were based in Chicago, Illinois. The Norman Film Company was formed in Jacksonville, Florida. Others like Peter P. Jones Photoplay Company and the Afro American Film Company were also founded in the Midwest. Sensing a market, major Hollywood studios like Fox and Paramount eventually created so called race film units in the late 1920s. They produced all black cast movies that they shaped to appeal simultaneously to white and black audiences. The Lincoln Motion Picture Company in Omaha, Nebraska, is considered the first all black movie production unit in the country. Its entire output was aimed directly at African American viewers. Founded in 1916 by brothers Noble and George Johnson, and soon relocated to Los Angeles, the company made and distributed 5 films, which were generally limited to special showings for African Americans in churches and small assembly halls. However, production expenses and minimal sales limited their ability to create additional films. As a result, the brothers went their separate ways. Their lack of long-term success, however, was only prologue to a burst of activity by small, all African American filmmakers that grew enormously by the mid 1940s, when literally hundreds of movies, from musical featurettes to longer films, would proliferate not only in southern locations but also in larger northern cities. And that's the story of the Lincoln Motion Picture Company, the first all black movie production unit. So there's that. Our second Black History moment is Oscar Micheaux. We will learn the story of Oscar Micheaux. Oscar Micheaux was the quintessential self made man, novelist, filmmaker, and relentless self promoter. Micheaux was born on a farm near Murfreesboro, Illinois. He worked briefly, as a Pullman porter, and then in 1904 homesteaded nearly 500 acres of land near the Rosebud Sioux Indian Reservation in South Dakota. Micheaux published novels in Nebraska and New York and made movies in Chicago, Illinois, and Los Angeles, California. He left autobiographical records in his first 3 novels, The Conquest, The Forged Note, and The Homesteader, in which his protagonists play out a young black man's life in rural white South Dakota. Micheaux began his career with door to door sales of his early writings to neighboring farmers. Encouraged by the modest success from his first novel, Micheaux gave up farming to write 6 other novels about this period and region. D.W. Griffith's powerful and vitriolic anti black movie, The Birth of a Nation, ironically impressed upon Micheaux the ability of a filmmaker to tell a complex, multi character story every bit as compelling as a novel. Oscar Micheaux soon got the opportunity to test his theory in 1918 when when he was contacted by the black-owned Lincoln Film Company in Nebraska to adopt his third novel, The Homesteader, to film. Micheaux rejected the offer and instead moved to Chicago, where he made his own film version of his novel. The Homesteader was the first full-length feature film written, produced, and directed by an African American. It was also a commercial success when it grossed over $5,000. Oscar Micheaux's desire to control the production and distribution of his films was to what would be the hallmark of his career. He persuaded the best black actors of his time to work in 44 mostly low budget films he produced between 1919 and 1948 that appealed to the rapidly growing black urban audiences of the post World War I period. Most of Micheaux's films were detective stories, quickly written, filmed, edited, and released. His African American audiences rarely complained since they were starved to see people on the silver screen who looked like they did. Micheaux on occasion tackled more complex subjects in his films. Within Our Gates, his fifth film, specifically attacked the racism portrayed in The Birth of a Nation. He also took on controversial subjects in the Black community, including interracial romance, skin color hypocrisy, and corrupt clergymen. Significantly, his films in the 1920s and 30s contrasted sharply with the Hollywood image of blacks as lazy, ignorant, and sexually aggressive. Many white critics decried Michaud's amateur movie making skills, yet his audiences devoured his product, making him the most successful black writer, producer, and director in the United States until his death in Charlotte, North Carolina in 1951. Let me read that part again. Making him the most successful black writer, producer, and director in the United States until his death in Charlotte, North Carolina in 1951. Eventually, Hollywood recognized both Michaud's genius and his crucial role in opening opportunities for African Americans in front of and behind the motion picture camera. In 1987, he was memorialized with a Hollywood Walk of Fame star. 2 years later, he was given posthumous awards by the Black Filmmakers Hall of Fame in 1989 and the Directors Guild of America also in 1989. Each year, Gregory, South Dakota, Michaud's adopted hometown, stages the Oscar Michaud Film Festival in his honor. And that's the story of Oscar Michaud, credited as being the first black filmmaker. Um, and those are our two Black History moments. I hope that you learned. I hope that you enjoyed. Let me see who else done came up in here. Hey, Paul. Hey, Ravine. Who else came in here? Hey, Lock Queen. Hey, Rency. You know, last year I did Black Women's History Month throughout the month of March, since March is Women's History Month. We'll see. Come next week, we'll see. It's a lot to pull all of this stuff, but I may do it. I may continue it. I have no problem doing it because we did it last year and we had so much fun with our Black Women's History moments last year. Learned about a lot of successful Black women last year when we continue that. So I probably will. All right, it's primary season, and it's certainly time for us to get into the primaries. Now, today, we go over to the great state of Illinois. Illinois, we're focusing, their primaries are on March 17th. Again, Illinois, March 17th. Today, we are focusing on the seat that is being vacated by Dick Durbin in the U.S. Senate. Okay? There are about a dozen people running. The three front runners are Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton, U.S. Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, and U.S. Congresswoman Robin Kelly. Okay, all three running in the Democratic primaries that will be coming on up in less than a month. Okay, in about three weeks from tomorrow. Now, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, Illinois. Right now, the front run, the latest poll shows uh, um, Raja Krishnamurthy having 34% of the polls. Now, he's the establishment Dem. He's the centrist Dem. You should know he did vote to fund ICE. Sure did. He is being backed by the Democratic machine, the same Democratic machine that wants to give us more Hakeem Jeffries, more Chuck Schumers, and more of the fuck shit. I just saw a video. I wish I could find it. Oh, I can't play it because they got copywritten music in the background. Juliana Stratton, who's I'm rooting for, she has an ad that says "Fuck Trump,
vote Juliana. I promise you, the video literally says, fuck Trump, vote Julie. It's a bunch of her constituents and people from Illinois, literally on video saying, fuck Trump, vote Juliana. Hey, Karen D. But Juliana, she's the type of fighter that you need in the Senate. She done came out right out and said, I'm not gonna mix words with y'all. They had a debate few days back. I did watch the debate. It was a good debate. She came right out when they asked her about ICE. She said, I'm not going to mix words with you. It needs to be abolished. It needs to go away. We do not need it. And what we need is someone who's going to be very upfront and be ready to punch a bitch in the mouth. We cannot have this pussyfooting around as politics that we've been having for the last several decades. That's not the climate that we're in. We need somebody that's going to get out there and fight. And Juliana Stratton appears to be the one that's up for the challenge to do that. So if you're in the great state of Illinois, if you know people out in Illinois, please remind them. Representative Robin Kelly, I don't have a problem with her, but she's too far down in the polls. Right now, she only has like 8%. She only has 8% of the support in the polls. Juliana has 23%. Krishnamurti has 34%. But in my estimation, I do not think that any of the other candidates are a better candidate than her. Mhm. Yeah. I mean, you got Krishnamurti that takes money from places like Palantir and all of these other super PACs and all of these other corporate entities. So he's already bought and sold by big corporations. Taking money from Palantir in this day and age, that makes you unelectable to me. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm just gonna be real honest with you. So that's our updates. March 17th, excuse me, is the primaries in Illinois. I, if I were in Illinois and I were voting, I would be voting for Juliana Stratton. Beautiful black woman. If you need something else to vote for her for, she's an AKA. It's a bunch of y'all AKAs out there. I'm voting for her if just because she had a fuck Trump vote Juliana. I mean, that's not the only reason I'm voting for her. She has some very good policies. You can Google the Chicago Senate debate, and you can watch that debate. It's a great debate. A lot of substantive topics that were talked about in that debate. So I will go watch it. And that's our update on the primaries at this point. Before we start with our sugar spike segment, though, we have to start with the fact that this is coming. Y'all know I like to keep y'all abreast on weather updates and so forth. So here's your update. More than 40 million people, 40 million people remain under winter alerts and blizzard warnings that stretch more than 600 miles up the eastern coast. More than 600,000 utility customers are without power already. More than 600,000 utility customers are without power across the Northeast already. And they're facing a blizzard where it's going to be bitterly cold. They're saying New York City, as of this afternoon, has already gotten 6 to 19 inches of snow. They're saying it could be one of the it could list in the top 10 worst winter storms in the last 150 years. They say parts of New Jersey has 2 feet of snow that has already fallen. The state of New Jersey, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, Connecticut have all declared states of emergency. School districts have been canceled in New York City, Boston, and several other metropolitan areas. They're not even having a work from home day because they know that a lot of people stand to lose power during this bitter blizzard. Um, Thousands of flights have been canceled nationwide. With they're saying that New York City area airports are experiencing the worst of the cancellations and disruptions. If you are in the Northeast and you're in the area of the of the um of the blizzard or the bitter winter storm, please please update us. If not in the chat here in the members only chat, please keep us aware because we are concerned about some of y'all. Hey Tracy up there in that area. Hey Terrence, what's good, bro? She got your voice until she made that. Oh, you made like the AKAs with they ski noise? Okay. But yes, please stay safe, stay warm. I can't even imagine being in these bitter cold blizzards and the power go out. And now, how do they expect you to stay warm? Dear God, my nephew in Rhode Island got over 33 inches of snow. Connecticut was supposed to get 12 to 20 inches of snow over last weekend. 15 inches in Queens. My aunt in Burlington, New Jersey is snowed in. Mom just spoke with her. They are opening school in New York City. They opening school. Child. Girl, the report that I just saw said that they were closing it. So I don't know. You up there in that area, Ravine. You may know better than me. It's almost like they didn't get enough of a warning. That's what it feels like, Terrence. Hey Xavier, what's going on? Xavier, I have a video breakdown that's dedicated to you today. In one of our videos in our video breakdowns, I think it's the first one. It's just for you. So I'm glad you're here, Xavier. They asked us to come in tomorrow to the show. I just got the call. I have to go into New York. You know what? They don't care about people. That's why we have sick days and personal days. Baby, I'm taking a personal. Play with your mama, don't play with me. They know I'm good for. I don't play them kind of games. Child. But please stay warm, stay safe. Um, and you know what I'm saying. Stay out of the line of trouble. You know, in a pinch, alcohol will keep you warm. Won't it, Tracy? Where Tracy? We know if you get too cold, alcohol will keep you warm. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Drink you some alcohol, smoke a blunt. That's a little, heat from the blunt. I'm just saying. They had a snow day today and they'll be closed tomorrow. Okay. Oh, they'll be in school tomorrow. Okay. Just a conversation about no. Oh, and the FEMA cut. Well, then there's that. We all should have our NOAA radios. If we lose power, we all should be at least have that. Hey, butterfly. Another warm naked body will keep you warm too. That is absolutely correct. New York City schools are open tomorrow. Sure. They don't care about y'all, Lady Libra. Karen say, baby, I called out till Thursday. Karen said, I'm not playing with these people. I'm off. I called out till Thursday. I'm not going out in this fuck shit with your people. I'm with you, Karen. If I'm in New York and I got 20 inches of snow, 15 inches of snow, 2 feet of snow, 35 inches of snow, you want me to go to work? Not in this lifetime. We're not doing that. That's not what God would have for us in this last and evil day. That's not why he came. That's not what he would have for us. No. Lady Libra says she'll be working from home tomorrow. So I wonder what my car looked like, child. But listen, if you are in the Northeast, you are in the in this bitter blizzard, please Stay warm, stay safe. Tracy says straight liquor and skin to skin sounds like a plan. Don't forget the blunt part. Don't forget the blunt. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to help out. Hey, Fran, what's going on? And those are our weather updates. My New York people, my New Jersey people, my Northeast, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Boston area people, all of that. I think they're supposed to get snow in Philadelphia too. Y'all keep me up to speed. Let me know y'all are okay up there. I know Really B was talking about they got a lot of snow last night down in DC. So y'all check in, let us know you good. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary gender conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late great Larry Myers to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So loved the world, I want to fight. That he gave, his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. So we start off our Sugar Spike segment today by listen. If you got people talking about they was on vacation in Mexico over the last week or so, over the last few days, you may need to check on these people. Why? There's this. Mexican security forces killed the country's most wanted drug lord, Nemesio Ruben Oseguera Cervantes, better known as El Mencho, on Sunday in the town of Tapalpa in the state of Jalisco. The U.S. had provided intelligence to Mexican authorities for the operation. The U.S. had placed a $15 million bounty on El Mencho, who led the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, which is a designated terrorist organization in the United States. Following his death, violence erupted in multiple cities across Mexico. In Guadalajara, Jalisco's capital, gunfire was reported, and armed men reportedly set a gas station on fire. Vehicles were set on fire near beachfront hotels in the resort town of Puerto Vallarta, which is a huge gay destination site. The U.S. Embassy in Mexico urged Americans to, quote, shelter in place, end of quote, in multiple states across Mexico. Tourists were left stranded in Puerto Vallarta as Air Canada, Delta Airlines, American Airlines, and Alaskan Airlines all announced they were canceling flights to and from the town's airport due to the ongoing security situation. They don't have no way to get out of there. It is pronounced Jalisco, and I'm just saying Jalisco sounded like just a real gringo. The J in Spanish is RH sound. I sound like a whole gringo. I should do better. Next thing you know, I'm gonna be saying tacos instead of tacos. Yeah, they blowing up gas stations and all kinds of stuff. Baby, they say Mexico is all listen, they all hunkered down because they said that you can't get a flight out of places like Puerto Vallarta. They said that they're telling people do the best you can. Now I don't know how that's gonna work if your hotel says, listen, you got to get the hell out. You know how the hotel's gonna extend your hotel stay? How does this work? Listen. Now they said that it was a shootout that they had with the Mexican military, and he got killed in the shootout, right? They said that in the shootout, 25 members of the Mexican cartel, I mean, not the Mexican cartel, the Mexican National Guard ended up dead. Listen, I don't know. Y'all know this is not going to end well. Y'all just thought that they was just going to let you kill this man and they were just going to lay down and it was just going to go that easy. Where was the planning? You had to know that something was going to happen in the aftermath of you killing one of their top leaders in this cartel. You had to know that. So they're showing their ass, burning buildings down. I think it's very strategic that they're burning down the gas stations. Saying, "Yeah, we burning down the gas stations. See if you get any gas out of this fucker. See where the fuck you go." Hey, Montrez, what's good, bro? Go down there with the Mexican cartel if you want to. Fuck around and find out. They're not ones to fuck off with. Who is running the hotel? Who's working? This is listen, baby. I don't know. Because people are stranded. You can't get a flight out because the airlines done canceled all of the flights because of security risks. These cartels are organized. They have enough manpower and machinery. If they said they wanted to take over a city, they absolutely can. Now, the US is over there providing intelligence, but it looks like y'all just leaving Claudia Scheinbaum and them out to themselves. Oh, here's some intelligence, but we not coming over there. Are y'all, lending a helping hand to help them fight the cartels now? I'm asked. That's a real question because it's disarray over there. Like they're burning shit to the ground. Like there are American citizens stranded over in Mexico. The U.S. embassy, Mexican embassy, is telling people to shelter in place. Are y'all sending military personnel over there to assist Mexico with what's going on over there with the cartels? I- Or y'all thought it was just y'all were just gonna be able to send intelligence over there and then shoot this and kill this man. Y'all thought it was gonna be over real fast. These people have money, they have an arsenal, and I don't know how y'all thought this was gonna end. I don't know why or how y'all thought that y'all was just gonna be able to roll up in there and just do whatever you wanted to these people. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. Ciao. Then there's that. The stranded people on news said the earliest flight they could get was Thursday if they're lucky. Baby, you could be dead by Thursday. These people could have easily taken over not just cities like Puerto Vallarta. They could take over the whole state of Jalisco, and say, fuck Claudia Scheinbaum. They can literally do that. This is a problem. Let me help you understand. Mexico has never been on my destination list. I've been to Mexico once. My last day there, stupid me got sick as a dog because I somehow drank some of the water. Was as sick as a dog. It was coming out of both ends, and I vowed to never go back to Mexico again in my life. And I've never been back. I've never wanted to go back to Mexico. I have no. I'm not even a fan of Mexico food. Whenever I go Mexican food, whenever I go to a Mexican restaurant, I order the same thing every time. The fajita. That's it. That's all. That's the only thing I eat. Fajitas. That's it. And then I don't even get all of the side. You know how they have the refried beans and the tortilla, and I might get some pico with it, but I'm not. I just want the fajita. Just that's it. That's all. Just the meat and the onions and the peppers and stuff, and that's it. That's it. That's all. I'm just saying. The CIA ground branch of the DA task force are likely on the ground, but not enough numbers to provide backup. Listen, I don't know why they are over there playing with these Mexican cartels, because they are not ones to be fucked off with. Brittany Janae says she went to Cabo one time and she was sick for 3 days. I had did good. I was there for like 3 or 4 days. I forgot how long I was. And for every day I was, making sure I had my bottled water, was only drinking stuff with bottled water. And even when I brushed my teeth, and I was real good about that. About in the shower. I don't even remember how I drank some of the water. Man, it was coming out of both ends. Quake, what's going on, my love? We just talked about your soror earlier, Juliana Stratton, in our primary updates. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. We're not doing that. In other sugar spiky news, so we talked on our impromptu live on Friday. That's now on members only. But on Friday when I came live, we talked about how the Supreme Court had told Donald John that Charlie was coming out of both ends. Here it was a mess. It was a fucking mess, literally. Dear God. But we talked about how the Supreme Court told Donald John that he could not impose tariffs on countries without a vote of Congress. There was no emergency, that he could not do emergency tariffs without a vote of Congress, and that he had to remove all of the tariffs that he had issued. Well, just as I told y'all he would always do, he said, fuck that. I don't give a damn about no damn Supreme Court if they decide not to vote with me. So now he's threatened countries with more tariffs and said that starting tomorrow, he's going to increase the global tariff from 5% to 15%. He said that in the hours after the court decision, he said he's going to impose a 10% global tariff under a different law, Section 122 of the Trade Act of 1974, before and then he escalated the rate up to 15%. Those tariffs, according to the Trade Act of 1974, can only remain in place for 150 days, absent an extension from Congress. Now he doubled down, saying, "Fuck what the Supreme Court says. The executive branch should have unilateral tariff authority." And he also said he does not need Congress to approve the new import tariffs. He said, "I don't need you bitches for shit." He said on Truth Social, quote, "As president, I do not have to go back to Congress to get approval of tariffs. It has already been gotten in many forms a long time ago. They were also just reaffirmed by the ridiculous and poorly crafted Supreme Court decision." End of quote. The man is not well mentally. Now, Governor J.B. Pritzker has already put paperwork in line to sue the Trump administration, saying that he's demanding a refund on tariffs for every single family in the great state of Illinois. Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. Now they're saying if the government is required to pay back tariffs that were illegally imposed, that could amount to $175 billion that the federal government would have to return back to U.S. citizens. Mhm. Now, the European Union already signaled that they are prepared to retaliate against the United States if Washington moves ahead with a new round of tariffs. Hmm. But people were voting for the economy, right? That's why y'all voted, because he's such a smart businessman. Hmm. Here we are. Here we are. Hey, Quintessential. Hey, Tawana. Hey, Carl, what's going on? Did you miss much? A little. I saw that, Terrence. You know that was him talking about, yeah, this is John Barron. We know that was him. Sir, you cannot try to disguise your voice. We heard it. Just a mess. Just a damn mess. Hey, lovely 31 Blueprint. Well, there's that. Price of eggs got us here, and a lot of those motherfuckers who talked about the price of eggs don't even eat eggs. But then that's a whole different situation now, isn't it? Mm. In other news, well, another day, another scandal rocking the U.S. Congress. You know, Carl, you know how we do. Just jump right in. You'll fit in. We'll catch you up. Get in where you fit in. I'm just saying. And if it's too big, you just have to just force your way in. Sometimes getting where you fit in doesn't apply if it's too big, and you just have to force your way in. Be like, hey, just hold on, just grip the bed frame or bite the pillow a little harder. It'll be over before you know it. He did. And I saw Instagram where they played the two simultaneous. They played the one from the radio, then they played the one from C-SPAN. Just a mess. Just a damn mess. Um, just a damn mess. Right. Just breathe deep, deep breaths. You knew what you was getting when you called him over there. You knew how big it was. He told you it was big, and you thought you could handle it. You might as well go ahead, grit your teeth, take some deep breaths, you know, do it like you do when you giving birth. You got to take some breathing techniques to get that thing in there. I don't know what to tell you. We need breathing techniques. Just breathe your way through it. It'll get there. You'll get used to it. And once it's in there, just tell them, just hold it right there. Just don't move yet. Just let me get comfortable with it. Let me relax. Let me get comfortable with it. And you can ease your way into the groove. Lord. Yay. Anyway. So like I said, another day, another scandal. Ciao. So here's the latest scandal rocking Congress. So the gentleman that you see there, that would be Representative Tony Gonzalez from the great state of Texas. He's been accused of sleeping with one of his staffers to the point where the staffer ended their own life. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And now he's facing mounting pressure to resign from Congress. And Speaker Mike Johnson, who has a razor thin majority, is trying to figure out what he's going to do. So they asked Mike Johnson about it. And he said when he was asked today about it, the Representative Tony Gonzalez must address the allegations that he had an affair with one of his congressional staffers who died last year after setting herself on fire. But then he said, quote, "It's too early to prejudge the situation," end of quote. He said, quote, "I endorsed Tony before all these allegations came out," end of quote. Really? The woman set herself on fire. Johnson, Speaker Mike Johnson said he had spoken with Tony, Representative Gonzalez, and told him to, quote, address that in an appropriate way with his constituents and all of that. It's too early for anybody to prejudge any of that, but we'll see how it develops, end of quote. Now, Representative Gonzalez said the allegations are, quote, personal smears, end of quote. He said that they were being used by his primary opponent to score political points. Mind you, the primary is a week from tomorrow. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. He's in a hotly contested primary over there in the great state of Texas. I believe he's over there. Let me just check. I'm usually never wrong on these things, but if I'm not mistaken, he's over there in the San Antonio area. Hold on, let me get that. Let me make sure I'm correct. Is with that. He's over in Texas 23rd Congressional District, and that goes from it goes from the outskirts of San Antonio all the way to the western Texas border. Let me show you a little picture of what that looks like. So that's his area. So you see that San Antonio right there, and this is the Texas border right here. So that's his district. And it is a hotly contested district over in Texas. Now, GOP women are demanding that he resign. Now they done found some morals about him. They're demanding him to resign, right? They say he got to get out of Congress. Where's the Lauren Boebert and who else is over there? Talk about Representative Anna Paulina Luna and Nancy Mace. Y'all begging him to resign. No smoke for Donald John, who's accused of raping little girls. No smoke for him. Where's the cause for him to resign? I don't see y'all calling for him to resign. But now I'm not saying that this man don't need to resign too, because he does. But I'm just asking. Yeah, Miss Shorty B. Lot of lube, lot of lube, lot of lube. I said the same thing, Quake. Something sounds suspicious. Something sounds real suspicious. Baby, listen, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Baby, she set herself on fire. I don't know what y'all want from me. I just read the stories. Now, did I forget to mention she was married? Now her husband or widower, I should say, he did an interview last week, and he accused Representative Gonzalez of abusing his power by being romantically involved with his wife. Mm. A mess. Now they're calling for a full, complete investigation into this matter because, like y'all, just like y'all, nobody thinks that this passes the sniff test. Now, they're also saying that they have screenshots of Representative Gonzalez's lawyer sending emails to the widower, whose name is Adrian Aviles, asking him to sign an NDA and take a monetary settlement uh, uh, um, and stay quiet about everything that he may know. They don't want him to go through and testify before the House Ethics Committee. It's a whole mess, y'all. A whole mess. Hey, Chimera. A whole fucking mess. Not the husband cheating on her with the best friend, so she had to go get it from the congressman, child. Oh, you think the husband did it? Mm. Child, I don't know. Baby, I wasn't there. I don't know. So, listen, for y'all to expect me to believe that this woman just set herself on fire and ended her own life by setting herself on fire, y'all asking me to believe a whole lot. Y'all asking me to really, really, really stretch my imagination. But okay, okay, whatever you say, I guess that's what y'all want us to go along with. We ain't buying it. In more sugar spiky news, that right there is the deputy, or I should say now, former former CDC deputy director, Ralph Abraham. Ralph Abraham, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's deputy principal deputy director, has stepped down. His exit, he's stepping down as deputy chief deputy chief of the CDC, meaning he's number 2 at the CDC. And he's stepping down. He announced his exit. However, another top official down to the CDC resigned 2 weeks ago on February 13th. His name was Jim O'Neill. Now, he had been acting CDC director since August, in addition to him functioning as deputy secretary for the Federal Department of Health and Human Services. So you had the acting director resign 2 weeks ago. You have now the principal deputy director resigned. So the number 1 and the number 2 resigned. We don't see no problem with that. Nobody sees any problems with this, right? Number 1 says, that's it. I can't do no more. I'm gone. Number 2 says, I don't want my hands on this fuck shit. That's it. I'm gone. They trying to kill us, y'all. That's why these people getting the hell out of Dodge. Meanwhile, there's this. Now, we've been reporting on this measles outbreak since 2024. We've been over here. Y'all have been here with me. We've been reporting on this measles situation since the year of our Lord 2024. Have we not? Have we not been over here? Well, then there's this. The U.S. is approaching a troubling milestone, nearly 1,000 measles cases in the first 2 months of 2026 alone. And that's according to the CDC, the same one we just talked about. Everybody in positions of power are stepping down. With 982 cases already reported across 26 states, more than half the country, more than 4 times the amount there was in the first 2 months of last year. The country is experiencing the largest single measles outbreak in a generation. South Carolina, as we've been reporting, is still at the epicenter with nearly 800 cases since January and at least 20 hospitalizations. Cases are also rising in Utah, Arizona, and Florida, including a cluster at Ave Maria University. Faculty experts at the George Washington University are available. Saying to offer, they're making themselves available to offer more insights about measles and getting vaccines, since the CDC is telling people not to get vaccinated. This is a mess, y'all. A goddamn mess. Here we are in other sugar spiky news. Well, let's go over to the great state of Utah. A federal court on Monday rejected the latest Republican-led bid to block a new congressional map in Utah that could give Democrats a seat in the red state. Right now, the Democrats have no seats in Utah, and a new congressional map that they're trying to block in the Republican Party would give Democrats a seat in Utah. A 3-judge panel denied a motion for a preliminary injunction that would have blocked the new lines from going into effect before this fall's midterm elections. So the new that is, pending more appeals and adjudications all the way up the ladder. But as of right now, the maps can go into effect, and they will be in effect, barring some adjudication from a higher court. They will be in effect in this year's midterm elections. You will have a red district in Utah. We're happy to see it. While that may be a win, in other sugar spiky news, with wins, you have losses. And then there's this. Let's travel over to the Fifth Circuit. Say it with me, class. Where democracy goes to die. Yeah, let's go over to the Fifth Circuit, where democracy goes to die. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled on Friday in favor of a Louisiana law that says the 10 Commandments must be displayed in every public school classroom. The appeals court said a preliminary lower court injunction against the law, which was challenged on free speech grounds, was premature since the displays never went up in the classrooms. The court said that since the 10 Commandments are religiously and historically significant, the quote, dual character forecloses any categorical rule against their display on public property, end of quote. The ruling said the court needs concrete evidence of how the posters are displayed or used before making a decision against the law. In other words, we'll let them have it until we get more information. Now they said that they haven't gone up in the classrooms yet, but this is just the great state of Louisiana. They did say that they need more information on exactly how they're being asked to be displayed and other details on how it will affect every classroom, every public school classroom in Louisiana before they can say whether the law is constitutional or non-constitutional. However, we know this is the Fifth Circuit. They need little to nothing to approve this garbage. Oh, I did mean blue. I said red. I meant blue. They're going to get a blue. You're right. Quake. Thank you for correcting me. They're going to get a blue district in all red Utah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for keeping me honest. Um, we'll monitor that situation to see where that goes. I did see in Oklahoma where they also are required to post the Ten Commandments. I saw a teacher had in her classroom where she not only had the Ten Commandments, she had the tenets of the Quran up there. She had some of the religious doctrine from from Hinduism. So on the same wall with the Ten Commandments, she had things that represented all of the religions and things like that, which I thought was a great thing. Hmm. Now I expect some illegitimate school official to go and threaten that woman's job because she decided to display all information on all religions. In other news, your president is attacking Susan Rice. Now he went over at he's mad at Susan Rice uh, 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 um after she said that corporations, I should say, take a knee to Donald John. And he got mad because she said that. And he went to Netflix and demanded that they remove Susan Rice from their board. Hmm. He said that Susan Rice is a racist and a political hack. That's what your president said. Netflix came back and said, "Yeah, bro, that ain't happening." Netflix said, "Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not." Mm-mm. CEO of Netflix, Ted Sarandos, said, quote, he likes to do a lot of things on social media. This is a business deal. It's not a political deal. This deal is run by the Department of Justice in the U.S. and regulators throughout Europe and around the world. End of quote. Now, what was he referencing? He was referencing the fact that Netflix is, trying to be bought out by Warner Brothers. Susan Rice, who's on the board of Netflix, said that she has a problem because with organizations like Warner Brothers and Paramount who take a knee to Donald John on anything dealing with media or freedom of speech and so forth. And Donald John got mad because now it looks like his friends over at Warner Brothers and some other entities that want to purchase it may not be able to do that. And so that's why he started attacking Susan Rice, calling her racist. Here we are. But that's what prompted the CEO of Netflix to say, "Yeah, this is a business deal. This ain't got shit to do with him and his fuck shit." Mm-mm. Moving on. Dear God, are we gonna make it? We got a lot to discuss. Oh, this has been making its way all over the place. Guess we got to discuss My frat brothers always in the middle of some stuff. Always in the middle of some stuff. Here's the video.
You know, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. You know, I'm a 960 SAT guy. And, and I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech. Maybe the wrong business to be in.
Now people are calling Gavin Newsom to the carpet. Said, what the fuck does that mean? You said you just like us and your ass can't read and you got 960. What are you saying about us? That's what people are saying. I'm just telling you what the people are saying. The people are saying it's coming off as you saying that we're stupid. I'm just like you. I'm as dumb as a box of rocks. And my frat brother just sitting there, Mayor Andre Dickens, who is my frat brother. Sir, you're not like us. As much, even you will never be like us. You, sir, are a white, privileged man with a lot of money. You're not like us. But he was in Atlanta trying to chummy up to black voters in Atlanta and thought that this would go over well. That was a gaffe. It was offensive. It absolutely was offensive. Even if I take out the SAT and the I can't read part, you said you just like us in Atlanta, Georgia. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That ain't how you start that conversation. Who's your PR people? Who's your PR team that told you this was a good idea? Hey, bruh, you know how you thought that was a flex? You got street cred because you can't read speeches. You need to learn how to read the speech because that fuck shit that you just tried to impromptu, improvise ain't it. You need to learn how to read the fucking speech then. And another thing, why would I want somebody as the leader of my state or the leader of the free world and you want me to believe that you dumb as a box of rocks? Well, bitch, you don't need to be my fucking governor or the president. That ain't no flex. Oh, I'm dumb as a box of rocks, just like y'all dumb as a box of rocks. Really? And I hate how the people descended from the Caucasus Mountains always want to, try to get street cred and say, "Oh, I'm black. Oh, I'm just like y'all. Oh, I know the struggle." No, you don't. You never will. We don't need you to try to act like you know what this is and what you never will. Be honest and say, "Listen, your people should have told you, start up, listen, I'm a privileged white man with a lot of money, and I will never be able to understand what it is to be a black person in this country. I do understand that there's racism in this country. I do understand that there's a lot of things that we need to fix. I do understand that the education for children in this country isn't where it should be, and we need to do. There are a lot of places you could go. But you telling me that you like us, you dumb as a box of rocks? No, sir. Mm-mm. 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 No, sir. That ain't gonna fly nowhere ever. We got so much to discuss. I can't even labor long on that. Then there's this. Y'all's girl Nicki Minaj is in the news now. So, according to Cyabra, a company that tracks coordinated inauthentic behavior online, they identified more than 18,000 accounts that they believe artificially boosted Nicki Minaj's political posts on Twitter between November 11th and December 28th of last year. The firm estimates it is about 85% confident that those 18,000 profiles are fake. They're bots. And so what they're saying is all of her commentary and stuff that was making it into the algorithms about politics were boosted by bots. Oh, it gets deeper. So some dude that is a Republican hack. Hold on, let me pull this up. Give me just a moment. He had some things to say. Hold on. Hold on for a moment. Let me pull this up. So he decided to enter the chat about this same thing and bring Cardi B into it. So he said, quote, so let me move the banner. Hold on. Look at the bottom down here. At the very bottom, Jason Beeferman says, new Nicki Minaj has catapulted to conservative stardom, but along the way, her ex account has been propped up by thousands of bots, according to a bombshell report from disinformation detection company Cyabra, obtained by Politico. Alex Brucewitz said, quote, this story is a 100% BS. Nicki Minaj, the most popular female rapper of all time. Let you tell it. God be with us. Does not need bots to promote her own social media. Politico's Jason Beeferman is also a fake news hack who fails to disclose the company that conducted this report, Cybara, is partnered with Cardi B's agent. I was introduced to Cybara a few months ago by this agent, who, by the way, is a nice guy, but that is a major detail to leave out. I even had dinner with the co-founders of the company, and they offered to do a couple of tests for me. I like them personally, but found their tools to be significantly unreliable and their data to be almost worthless. I believe Elon Musk also had them working at X, but got rid of them. It's incredibly unethical and inappropriate for Beeferman that Beeferman failed to disclose that relationship given the very public disputes in the music industry. Well, Cardi B, she's on tour, but she said, what had happened? What was being said? Excuse me? Well, she then entered the chat. Hold on. Hold your line. She then entered the chat and had some things to say. She said, what was said? What had happened? Now, y'all know I can't stand her. But I mean, right is right and wrong is wrong. So she said, oh, this is what we're doing. This is the game that we're playing. And then there's this. Let me make this bigger for y'all. This is the kind of politics I like. Go off. She said, this is her response to Alex Brucewitz's post. First, please show me where I'm affiliated with this person or they're affiliated to anybody that I work with. I don't have no affiliation to Rock Nation, you dumbass. Second, the conspiracy theories with Rock Nation is getting very ridiculous. Y'all started to act like this, like they the Russians or something. The fact that you work for the government and defaming my name with false allegations, I'm going to fucking sue you. Get familiar with my game. End of quote. Don't look at me. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm just here reporting the news, okay? I'm just here reporting the news. I don't know what y'all want from me. Y'all got bots promoting Cardi B. Y'all over here with conspiracy theories saying that not promoting Cardi B, promoting Nicki Minaj. Conspiracy theorists saying, oh, Cardi B agent is behind all of this, only for Cardi B to say, bitch, keep my name out your mouth. Rather, please be prepared to get served with papers because you will be sued. Here we are. Here the fuck we are. I have about 10 minutes worth of commentary on this, but we ain't got time today. I told y'all the dossier was packed. We don't have the time. We may have to do it later. I'll keep y'all informed if more comes out of this. It's time for our video breakdowns. Xavier, the first video breakdown is just for you. I picked this. I saw it, and I picked it just for you, Xavier. It's just for you.
Apparently, there's going to be snow 8 to 12 inches, they say. And I'm sitting here like, 8 to 12 inches is crazy. I would know it because I'm hung like that. But goddamn, nobody wants 8 to 12 inches. Now I'm sitting here thinking I would have to actually come out here. I'm out here so I can measure if they're right about it. Like, put my pants down and put it in there. I'm thinking of, putting it in there to see if they got it right or they just scaring us. Because this is ridiculous.
I figured he was right up your speed, Xavier. You know, Xavier, you like them. He gives me he's your type, Xavier. Xavier, come to the whiteboard, Xavier. Now you know that's your type. Xavier, you know that's your type, Xavier. Don't get up. Look at him. I know my pupils. I know my Xavier. Uh-huh. Hey, Mommy Anna. Child, didn't I tell y'all that was Xavier type? I know Xavier. Baby, listen. I saw that. I said, boy, I got this one for Xavier today, honey. Child. Girl. You're welcome, Xavier. I actually follow him on Instagram. He's very funny on Instagram. Here's our next video breakdown.
I just learned that the blizzard currently hitting New York is called Winter Storm Hernando. And I had intimacy with a man named Hernando last month. If that was any indication, New York, take all precautions, okay? It's going to be more than 8 inches, and let me tell you, your basement will be flooded.
And then there's that. Can y'all be serious? It's a whole fucking blizzard out there. People over there with no power and shit. And y'all over here talking about getting fucked and basements flooded and 8 inches and shit. People are over here might be dying. People over here freezing to death in a goddamn blizzard. And y'all talk about getting y'all basements flooded at 8 inches and shit. This is cereal, people. Cereal. Now, I told y'all one of our video breakdowns, you would need to get your shouting shoes. Now, I'm only gonna be able to play this once because I know it's some copywritten music and stuff. So I'm only gonna play it once. Get your shouting shoes together because if you could make it through this whole thing without running through your house, The problem is you. You're not. The problem is you and not us. Here's the last video breakdown.
Now, y'all know Jesse Jackson done went on to be with him. May his transition be made well and easy. Baby, we got us a funeral to plan. Now, I've been thinking about this all day. Number one, Leandra Johnson, come to the front because you're going to open the show. Okay, we need Leandra front and center, hair pulled back or in some braids. And I need her to be singing.
Soon I will be done with the troubles of this world.
Let us see, get your black dress ready because you next up and you going to be singing Precious Lord.
I am warm through the storm.
Samara Joy, you on the hymnals. You on the hymnals. And we're going to get you to do Blessed Assurance.
This is my story. This is my song. Praising my Savior. Praising my Savior. Praising my Savior. All the day.
Now, I know y'all saying, well, Queen, where the up-tempo songs? This is Jesse Jackson. We don't need no up-tempo. We need weeping, wailing, Negro spiritual, hootin' hollering. And speaking of hootin' and hollering, we got to get Queen Hoot and Goddess Holler herself. Jennifer Hudson, come to the front. We need you on that good old.
There's a place, you want to sing it with me, in heaven, prepared for me, when the toils of this life is over.
Jasmine Sullivan, get your black shades ready. Amazing Grace, you own it. Then Fantasia Barrino, we need you to go ahead and get your good black dress, your stockings, and your slip ready. Have your shoes on for 2 seconds when you walk out and take them off before you hit a note because you got a medley to do. You're going to open up with Pass Me Not, oh gentle Savior. That's your specialty, huh?
Pass me not, oh gentle Savior. Hear my humble cry.
You're going to transition from that to Safe in His Arms. Smooth transition, huh? Then you're going to close out with the Amens from Richard Smallwood, Total Praise, because you did that on the Bobby Jones Gospel, and we know you got it in you. That's your medley.
Amen. Amen.
Oh, and I know I said Fanny was closing, but baby, before they carry Jesse on out of there to put him down, we need Shirley Caesar, the Queen Mother, to stand over that casket, pat Jesse body on the chest and say, we love you, Jesse, but God loves you best. If you see my mother there, tell my mother I'm on my way. I'm on my way. The church is in moaning, moaning.
Sleep on that Sally and take your rest. We loved you on Sally, but God loved you best. If you see my mother there, tell my mama I'm on my way. I'm on my way. It's left our hearts in mourning. Yeah, another soldier, a true born soldier, a Holy Ghost soldier, a heaven-bound soldier.
Sorry about that. Those were our video breakdowns of the day. I hope you enjoyed. Hey! You know, you might still be feeling that. Hey! Sorry, you know, sometimes you feel it. I heard that we had a birthday. My girl, Faye Knighton, has a birthday. We finna take our shot for her today. Of the Monkey 47. Y'all get y'all shots for Faye Knighton. Faye Knighton, go back. Faye Knighton is one of our replay gangsters. Baby, listen. Faye Knighton might not always make it, but every single video, Faye Knighton is gonna comment on every. Go back and look at all my old videos. You gonna see Faye Knighton, Faye Knighton, Faye Knighton. She don't play around. Shout out to Faye Knighton. Who's a replay gangster. And we're gonna take a shot for her 60th birthday. This is for you, Faye. Because we celebrate people around these parts, okay? Up to it, down to it, whatever they say, we just do it. Happy birthday, Faye. You did get that white Hennessy when we was on the boat. That was strong. Ooh, that was really strong. Ooh, praise Jesus. Happy birthday, Faye. Only for you, honey. All right. We got to get out of here. I know really be getting ready to start in a second. Let's deep dive deep into the dossier. We start off with some tragic news. NFL wide receiver Mondale Moore was found dead. He was just 25 years old. Now, they say that he was found deceased in his hometown of New Albany, Indiana, Saturday night. Now, TMZ is reporting that the cause of death may have been a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The investigation is still ongoing. He was only 25 years old. The Floyd County coroner said that his death is not a threat to the public, and an autopsy was conducted yesterday. We're still waiting to get the details of that autopsy. The NFL, in a statement, said that the organization is, quote, deeply saddened by the tragic passing of Rondale Moore. Our thoughts are with his family, with Rondale's family, friends, and teammates during this difficult time, end of quote. He was playing for the Minnesota Vikings. He was a player on the Minnesota Vikings, and his head coach Kevin O'Connell also released a statement. The Minnesota Vikings themselves also released a statement in the wake of his death as well. The head coach O'Connell said that he is, quote, devastated by the news of Rondale's death, end of quote. The statement put out there was a statement put out by the NFL Players Association. Several of his friends and fellow athletes have released statements. So I will certainly are praying, sending our heartfelt prayers and condolences to his family, friends, and loved ones. We're going to monitor this situation. Even if it turns out to be accurate that it's a self-inflicted gunshot wound, we still want to monitor this situation because we know that there is a there's a crisis in the NFL specifically with mental health, with CTE and other brain disabilities and illnesses with the brain because of the violent nature of the NFL. Um, I gonna monitor it because I hope it is not um something nefarious in the form of him not taking his own life. So we'll monitor the situation and bring you updates as they come. But Rondell Moore did at the age of 25. In other news, well, this has rocked social media this weekend. The BAFTA awards were this weekend. Unless you've been caught under a rock and or in a cave and was out of town and didn't know, you missed it. But here's the video, just so you can know.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making. We're here to celebrate.
I'll play it again in case you missed it.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making. We're here to celebrate.
Oh yeah, you heard him. That was now let me give you the context. That is the BAFTA awards, and the BBC puts those awards on. It's pretty much like the equivalent of like the Oscars, but over in Great Britain. There was an actor who screamed that out. John Davidson. Well, they say he's an activist, not an actor. But his name is John Davidson. He has Tourette's, and if you know some forms of Tourette's, they have tics where they say things and scream out things. And in that case, he screamed out the N-word. Now he's come out and apologized and for it. Now people are there's a lot of people all over the place. Everybody's now a expert on Tourette's, and everybody all of a sudden has morphed into people who have PhDs and are certified experts and have been and they know all about Tourette syndrome, right? I can't speak to Tourette's. I don't have enough information. I'm not knowledgeable enough. I know what Tourette's, and I've dealt with students with Tourette's, but I'm not an expert where I can say, because there are people putting things out there like saying, "Oh, nobody with Tourette's would normally do that." I don't know. I cannot speak to that. What I can speak to is the fact that he did come out and apologize. I'm gonna just put John Davidson to the side. I'll let y'all fight over whether, because people coming out and saying, "Oh, he must be racist." This, that. I don't know. I don't know that man. I don't know the nature of his illness. I don't know any of the. I don't have enough information about him, about his diagnosis with Tourette's, about what I don't know enough to make any or cast any aspersions on him. But what the fuck I can do is cast aspersions on the BBC, because this was on a 2-hour delay. This was on a fucking 2-hour delay, meaning this shit had 2 hours for them to edit it out, and it never seeing the light of day, at least not on the broadcast. They managed to edit out people saying "Free Palestine." Mhm. They managed to edit out people saying "Free Palestine," but didn't manage to edit out the N-word. Now, BBC is apologizing and backpedaling and all kinds of shit. Y'all managed to edit other things out that you didn't want on there. but y'all ain't edit out the N word. Y'all know where I'm going with this, right? Y'all know where I'm going with this, right? Y'all know where I'm going with this, right? Shall I say more? Shall I say more? Now, I believe Alan Cumming, who we know from Traders, I believe he was hosting. And he apologized for, during the show for the language and for the language and things like that. Alan Cumming from Traders, the host of Traders, he was hosting the BAFTAs. And he did apologize on behalf of, the show and the BAFTAs and stuff like that. But that's what most people are saying. I've seen people who claim to be experts in Tourette's. I've seen verify that. I don't know. I don't know if the man is racist. You got Jamie Foxx and people coming out and say, yeah, he's racist because that's what's in him and that's what's coming. Baby, I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know the man from a can of paint. But he probably ain't the only racist person in that building. Okay, let's be clear. But the BBC is culpable because you allowed that to stay in your broadcast. And then you going to issue these apologies and say, oh, well, we'll edit it out and it won't be on the future broadcast and on the future streaming versions of it. It's too late. You had a 2-hour tape delay. Hell yeah, they left the shit in on purpose. They knew just what the fuck they were doing. Now is the man. Now, if y'all want to know what L. Teddy thinks, I gave you the political side. I think the man is a racist bastard. He said that she saw two black people and what was in him came out. He said the N word with his full chest. He meant it. And if it's me, I don't want to hear your fucking apology. If you know you're prone to saying the N, do you say the N word anytime you see black people? I just want to know. And if you're prone to saying the N word, then you should probably keep your ass away from places like this. Full stop. If your Tourette's is that bad where you know that you're going to offend people in the most heinous way, stay your ass at home. That's it. And I know that's people going to say, oh, that's ableist and all people should be able to come out. So you want to allow this one person to be able to come out and say what they have to say, and offend a whole group of people to appease this one person. I'm just want to make sure I'm clear on that. Hey, Lizgo. Yeah, Lizgo is over there across the pond in the UK. My question is, how does he know the N word? Surely, if he knows the N word, he knows what it. That answers your question, Xavier. That's not a common phrase over on that side of the pond. Moving on. Y'all need to go get help for Ray J. Now, he done had another incident. He has a domestic violence incident. They had to come SWAT his house and all kinds of stuff. The police were called to his Los Angeles home over the weekend for an alleged domestic violence incident. Law enforcement said the LAPD said they received a call around 2 a.m. Saturday morning for a battery domestic violence report at his house. Now, TMZ says they're being told that the alleged suspect was an ex-partner, a 30-year-old Persian female wearing yellow. They say that the officers responded to the scene to investigate, but when they arrived, neither party involved was willing to speak to the police, according to their sources. Without a cooperating victim or witness, officers were unable to move forward and ultimately left the scene without anyone being arrested. This man is spiraling. We don't report it on him way too much time. And while he's annoying, while we can't stand him at times, I do not want to see him abruptly leave this earth. And he has a lot going on. And the trajectory that he's on, I unfortunately, I could see us getting a bad I could see this getting us waking up and seeing a horrible headline. And as much as we can't stand him, I don't want that for anybody. Um so yeah. I'm more than me dog walking this man, I am concerned. I am very concerned. I believe he needs help. I believe that people around him need to have an intervention and get him both his physical health in order as well as his mental health. Otherwise, we could be getting a headline that says the unmentionable has happened. That's why I say his family, Sonya, or his daddy, Brandy, whomever, somebody has to go and truly take control of the situation there, because at this point he's going to harm himself. In other news, well, this is a porn skank. She decided that she was going to have sex with over 400 men. She had unprotected sex with 400 men. Yes, you heard me. 400. Apparently, she's now saying she's pregnant. Do with that whatever you want. I ain't got nothing else for it. I do with it whatever you want. She say she pregnant. I don't know. I don't got shit to do with it. She's pregnant. Moving on. I'm going to trigger warning. Do I have a trigger warning up? I think I got a trigger warning up here somewhere. Trigger warning. You are about to see one of the most disturbing videos you will ever see in your life. Trigger warning. You are about to see one of the most disturbing videos you have ever seen in your life and that I have ever played on this channel. Here's the video.
Son of a bitch.
Hey! What's the other one?
Oh, shit.
What's the other one say? I might just be arguing. Let's see. Pick up the other one.
Again, this man has added to the gene pool. So this man has added to the gene pool. That's a very scary notion. Blueface, and I guess that's his girlfriend or a bust down or whatever the fuck or whoever the fuck she is. Her name is Nivea Akira. Apparently, she's pregnant from Blueface. He has added to the gene pool. She said she was pregnant before from him, and she aborted the. She said, "quote I aborted the last one, but it feels immaculate." End of quote. I guess she's gonna go through with this one. Jeez, God, jeez. Why is this man out of jail for one to be able to add to the gene pool? Exactly, Xavier. Exactly, Ravine. I don't have the energy. I cannot. I don't have the energy. I do not. I do not have the fucking energy. I got to move on because I that scared me enough. In our last story of the day, I'm sure Xavier will be glad to hear this. Selena Powell, who you see on the left, she wanted y'all to know that she got her back cracked by Young Thug. She was on a live stream with someone named Deshae Frost over the weekend. She said, quote, Young Thug, his dick is huge. End of quote. Um, and she went on and on and on about how and why she loved having sex and getting her back cracked by Young Thug, and how she wants to get her back cracked by him again and get her womb plunged and her box beat out. I don't have the energy. Listen, the last story took everything out of me. I don't even have energy for this story, Miss Selena Powell. I'm glad you got your back cracked, your womb plunged, your cervix accosted by Young Thug and his alleged big, his alleged quote unquote huge dick. But man, we don't give a damn. None of us want any parts of this young man. You can have, we're not gonna fight you for him. We ain't out here fighting you for him. And after the last story, knowing that Blueface is adding to the gene pool, we'll have nothing else to give. We have nothing else to give. Okay. Nothing else to give. Get off our screen. That's the dossier for today, y'all. Did you enjoy yourselves? Have you not been entertained? We got a long week and a lot of content to get through this week, okay? A long week and a lot of content to get through this week, okay? A long week and a lot of content to get through this week. A lot of announcements and stuff like that. As I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged. They're much appreciated. Please donate to the platform. We over here working hard for y'all. We are working real hard for y'all over here. Okay. Hey, DPG. We about to send y'all over to Really Be, okay? She's already live. I'm going to send y'all over there. That's all I got for y'all. I will catch y'all tomorrow. Same time, same place. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. I love y'all.